Welcome back to Tailgate Talk, Season 2, Episode 7, with your host, the prognosticator, and co-host, Grampus, and the one and only K-Dog. And we got some special guests with us. Grampus, why don't you introduce our guests today?
Yeah, today joining the show, we got Yasir Helton and Peyton Atkins from the Eastside Spartans. Look forward to getting an interview with these two.
Yeah, man, boys. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Kermit's on them Dr. Peppers already, son.
He's had 4.
Well, Keith's going to be happy, I'd say then.
Yeah. I reckon they're expecting a big show from the K-Dog this week. I think he's probably going to get a NIL deal with
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
He might start being in them commercials with Bosworth and Ewers and them.
Yes.
The college football playoff.
I can handle that.
You're going to have to turn that mic around when you're going to talk, buddy, because it ain't going to pick you up too good.
I said I can handle that, big dog.
There you go. All right, let's get on into this thing. We're going to start out with the college football, and we got our college recap. Up first, we have Texas A&M, Auburn.
What was it, 4 overtimes?
I think so.
Auburn got them, didn't they?
Auburn got them. They've been after one all year.
Yep.
Too bad it wasn't this week that they get it.
I mean, I don't think it really matters now.
Not now, it doesn't.
Did y'all, either one of y'all watch this or got anything to say about it?
Saw it on Instagram.
I told you, Texas A&M, buddy, they've been slipping up under the radar there. They've been quiet. Nobody's paid attention to them. And them Auburn Tigers, buddy, they sure was. They slipped up and got them one, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a matter of time. That's Auburn football right there.
Yep, they going to get one every year. That's for sure. Yeah, nobody has anything else on that. And we got Vandy, LSU next.
Don't even know the score of this game, to be honest with you.
K-Dog does.
24-17 Vandy. Nope. Tigers, baby. Tigers. I should have went with them Tigers this week.
Yeah. I mean, kind of, once again, Vandy, nobody they ain't sneaking up on nobody now. I mean, it's showing. I mean, they're in the games, but
Even their quarterback had made mention. Everybody knows why we're doing now. So,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's good for LSU, I guess. I think Brian Kelly might end up on the hot seat. Y'all got anything? Jump in.
I think Vandy's kind of had their little run of the season. I think they're back to being Vandy.
Yeah, I think they came in the season like underrated, but like they proved themselves so far this season. So
People's figured them out now. So, they're like Grant said, they're not slipping up. So,
That's where a lot of teams, college, pro, high school, when you go from under the radar, making noise, sneaking up on people, then you get that target on your back, and it's like, oh, we can't handle that.
nope, can't handle it. Well, let's talk about this a little bit. Pitt, Louisville. Come on, Dr. Pepper.
Pitt was undefeated a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They've lost 4 or 5 in a row.
I think 5 now, 4 at least.
I think it's 4 in a row now.
Ooh, it's gotta hurt.
Well,
Go from the top to the bottom that quick.
Virginia Tech's on the same streak, son.
Whoo!
Well, Pitt. The big thing is, let's just be honest, Pitt got into their schedule. That was the thing with Pitt. Was like they ain't played nobody. Yeah, they're undefeated, but let's see when they get into their schedule. They got into their schedule, and I don't think they're a bad football team, but they're not a top tier team.
No, they're not. They're not the Pitt of old. The Pitt of old would always play to their competition.
Yeah.
If they was playing a top 5 team, they played top 5 football. If they was playing, somebody else.
ETSU.
ETSU, they played like ETSU did. So, but this year They've pretty much been middle of the road kind of.
They've been consistent when you watch them play. The thing, they beat the teams they should pretty handily, but they ain't beat nobody that was kind of a question mark yet.
They couldn't handle that speed at Louisville, though.
No.
That's some second-tier speed that they Kermit, you have anything else on it, buddy? Dr. Pepper?
No.
Did you boys watch it?
No, I know Louisville's had some almost wins. They're one of the dangerous teams. They can pull off an upset, but they're not going to come in and be the team that's going to whoop up on a good team.
That's true. All right, up next we got Cincinnati, K-State, Kansas State. Kermit, you got the score on that one, buddy?
Kansas State 45, Cincy 15, but Kansas State took care of business.
That quarterback from K-State's got the best hair in college football.
Bar none.
Yeah. That's all I know about K-State. Well, they play. I'm sure they run the ball a lot, like
I just
always.
think the difference in style is what made the difference in points that game.
Think since it's fell off some.
Yeah.
What you think, Harry Sear?
I ain't even watch that game, but that's a crazy score though.
I think since he's gone too much finesse, don't got necessarily the speed to run that much spread.
So Fickle leaves, and so does the physicality.
I think, when Cincy, what was it, 2 weeks ago when they played Iowa, I think that knocked them out of the ballpark for me when Iowa took care of them like that. And I was like, it's over for Cincy.
And it seems like since that, they've not been the same Cincy team either. So, and I think that one probably did take a little bit out of the wings for them all the way around.
They're one of those teams, too, though. They can get on a roll and beat about anybody, but it's too late in the season to start trying to put a winning streak together now.
Oh, yeah. SMU, Virginia.
Woo! Go Mustangs, baby. I tell you what, if it wasn't for SMU joining the ACC, I don't think we'd have a team in the college playoffs this year.
Well, you're throwing Miami completely out.
Like I said, we wouldn't have a team in the college playoffs this year.
You know, there's a path for Clemson to make it to the ACC championship game. If Miami loses,
That's stupid.
I know Grant's talked about it, but right now at this point in the ACC, I'd be more than happy Notre Dame take one of their places.
oh, Notre Dame's getting in. I don't care if they lose to USC or not. Notre Dame, they're going to make sure that they're in. But we'll talk about that different
And
time.
they're actually playing pretty hot right now. So,
I mean, they played Army.
but I'm still saying they're playing. They're been playing pretty decent football.
I mean, back in
We'll
the day,
see.
in the day, whenever Coburn played Irvington, they looked like a good football team too.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of people look good when they're playing battle.
Exactly.
I get you. I got
That's
you.
what's going on with Notre Dame, man.
I get you, but that's
They
what they're
better-
saying. Is what I'm saying.
They better hope Northern Illinois don't come back to town.
This is what the committee's saying. This is what college football's saying. Notre Dame is a team you don't want to see right now in the playoffs.
If I'm in that playoff, I'm begging for Notre Dame in the first round.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I'm just quoting what they're saying, baby.
Well, they also said that it was a quality win for Texas to beat Arkansas, but it was a bad loss for Tennessee to lose to Arkansas. So,
Yeah, I know, right?
now you talk out both sides of your mouth.
Yes, sir. Well, speaking of roads to the conference championships, I did hear, and how true it is, or what the percentage of it is happening, that there is still a possibility for South Carolina to make the SEC championship.
No, I saw it actually earlier today after everything played out last night. Georgia's in, and the winner of the Texas A&M game's in.
Okay. How crazy would that have been, though?
Yeah.
South Carolina got in, won it, and made the playoff.
I got that bid.
Good Lord.
I mean, it would, in a way, think about it. A&M could still kind of do that. they've fell off. They've got a couple of bad losses.
I just don't think they're going to beat Texas. So.
And for a lot of people, like these two, they don't know that Texas. They don't know this Texas A&M rivalry. This is a old school.
It is old school rivalry, and I'm glad to see it back.
I am too.
And playing it again, yes.
What do they call it? State full of hate. Whenever they play each other,
yes, sir.
It's crazy. I love it. State full of hate, baby.
Awesome.
Texas A&M's dangerous. They're dangerous every year.
Well, yeah, they've got more 5-stars than anybody in the country, but they just can't seem to put it together.
Dog, you don't got anything else on this FCMU Virginia?
No, that's all I've got on it. I'm just glad they're in the ACC because that may be the only chance we got to get into it.
I'll tell you what, SMU's look good all year.
They have. They honestly have.
And if you ain't watched them, well, you want to see speed on the outside.
They got it.
Daggone right.
And I don't think a lot of people even recognize them all year. But maybe they'll just start getting recognized now.
I think they got California this week.
Yeah. And that's a conference game that still blows my mind.
I keep forgetting that is right, too.
Yeah, California's in the ACC.
Unreal. Okay, a midnight game for the ACC. Wake Forest, Miami.
Miami 42, Wake 14. About what we expected out of that, and at least I did.
Yeah, it was close for like a quarter and a half. I watched a little bit of this. Wake Forest returned a kickoff back after Miami had scored, and I think that made it like 14-all. And I was like, okay, might be a little game. And then I think Miami got a pick six right after that, and that was it. They just started rolling.
Just put it on cruise control.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's the thing about playing in a conference game. Unless it's very, very rarely you're going to go in and just completely dominate.
Yeah.
From start to finish on somebody in your conference.
Yeah.
But they pretty much, like you said, what we expected.
It's just wild how just one play can change a whole game, the perspective of it and everything that's going on. One hit, one play.
Yep.
And you just turn that whole game around.
Yep. What y'all think about Miami this year?
I think they got a good quarterback.
I think this week they won a game by 30 that they should have won by 30.
Finally.
Yeah.
It's all about the you.
All about the you.
Still works.
That way we can hear you a little better, okay?
All right.
All right. Let's get in here to this right here. I know Dog is dying for this game right here. Ole Miss, Florida.
Yeah. Come on, Kermit.
The lane train, baby. The lane train going down. Florida 24-17 Ole Miss.
I think he's the only one that picked it, too.
What was that? Hey, you clap your hands.
Yeah, Florida fans are so stupid they teach them how to clap.
Them Gators, baby. Gator bait's what lane was.
Which we've been saying it. Florida's different with DJ Lagway.
Lagway makes a huge difference in them. And I mean, honestly, I didn't think he would have been the difference to beat Ole Miss, especially after the way Ole Miss played in the Georgia game. But now, it makes you not want to go against them anymore. I'm telling you,
Dart didn't play good either.
he didn't, but
He made some, and it wasn't that he played bad, but in big moments there at the end of the game, he made some dumb decisions. Felt like.
Yeah, I thought Lane made quite a few dumb decisions myself.
I didn't say Lane. I said Dart, the quarterback.
oh word,
Yeah, Florida's got it rolling right here. Might carry him into next year.
Peyton, did you watch this one?
No, but I didn't expect that. But can't predict football.
Well, you mean you didn't expect it? You know, them gators, they in the swamp, they like to eat them little rats like Lane.
Oh, Lord. All right, Colorado, Kansas.
I saw this. We were actually talking about this earlier. I saw this. Kansas is the first time in history of college football, that a team with a losing record has beat 3 straight ranked opponents.
Unreal.
Well, also, everybody forgets Kansas was a top 10 team preseason,
Yeah.
and everybody got hurt. They're healthy now, and we see what they... Man, if they're healthy all year, they're walking through that Big 12.
They were out to get Shador.
They tried to get Travis Hunter, but I'm telling you right now, that's the Heisman Trophy winner. Ain't nobody getting him.
So they took some shots.
Well, don't be shaking that head over there.
They took some shots at Shador, son.
You don't think Travis Hunter's the best player in America?
I mean, he good, but I think personally, Ashton Genty should get the Heisman.
I second that.
I mean, if Travis Hunter played just like one position, he would be like undoubt the Heisman. But I think he just can't like perfect it as good as he could if he only played one position. I mean,
I think the stats
would be a lot different.
don't look as good.
Yeah, I mean
because he's spreading it out. It's not like 5 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? It's like
he would
a
be
pick and 2 touchdowns, which is
That's a horrible game, right?
which is very impressive, but it just doesn't look as good on paper.
I mean, he's good on both sides of the ball, but if he only played one, I think he would stand out like.
Okay, where should he be?
Yeah, where are you putting him at? Which side?
Where are you putting him?
If he's wanting to win the Heisman, I say receiver.
Yeah, receiver.
But if you're coaching a team
If you're coaching a team, where do you put him?
and you got him on that roster,
I'm playing in both sides, but my goal is not to let him win Heisman. My goal is to win as a team.
well, that's their goal too.
If my goal was for him to win Heisman, I'm putting him at receiver.
Man, this dude is doing stuff that's never been done before.
Yes. So where are you playing at?
I'm putting him at receiver because I mean, we've seen some of the catches he can make, and it's like crazy catches. So I would just keep him there and focus him on receiver.
And then let the other team pass the ball on you all day.
Wow, just find a different corner that could take that spot.
Who's
the
they
thing
got
about
that's
it.
going to take his spot? He's a shutdown corner.
I mean, but it's
Plain
Colorado
and
though.
simple.
They can get who they want.
But here's the thing too: this dude is the number 1 rated receiver coming out, the number 1 rated cornerback coming out. That's unheard of. That's like,
I mean, he's great. I just don't think he's this year's Heisman.
you know what the Heisman is, right? The best football player in America.
Not the best position.
Yeah, not the best offensive player
I
in
still
America.
think Genty is better.
I think Genty's more valuable to his team
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Because like I feel like if Travis Hunter played for Boise State, he'd stand out more too.
Yeah. And if you take Genty off that roster, Boise's a bowl eligible team at best. You take Travis Hunter off that roster, they're not, what are they now? 8-3?
I think so, yeah.
They're not 8-3, but they're still 7-5 at the end of the year, 6-6. Bowl
I'd say
eligible.
7 and 5, actually.
You know, they're not.
Probably be-
They're 2 losses. You know, that's
The difference between a really good player on a really good team and a really good player on an all right team.
well, that's if you look at the Heisman for what it really is, what it's supposed to be, it's the best player in America.
Absolutely.
It's not the best offensive player, which it's become that for 100 years
Since
now.
Woodson.
Now, Chuck Woodson, boy, that was different.
He was. I'm just saying, he's not about the last one.
He was the only primarily defensive player to ever win it.
Yeah. So, Kermit, what do you think?
I think he's by far the greatest player in college football to go both ways and do what he's done. I mean, hands down, he's by far the best player in college football. Period.
If you're coaching the team, where you got him?
Both ways.
I'm gonna tell you what, this is what I do.
I want my best man on the field all times.
This is one thing I think they can't do it right now. They don't have a deep enough roster. But when he gets to the next level, what I think you do with him is if you're going up against a team that's got a stud receiver. Hey, man, you're playing defense this week and a little bit of offense. If you come up against a team that, hey, you're going to play a little bit of defense because we don't, we can cover these guys, but we're going to get the ball in your hands on offense. I think you're going to see more of that at the next level versus playing just every snap like he is now.
Yeah, and if you come out and start blowing somebody out, I'd definitely put them one side after act.
Yeah.
If you know you're handling a team pretty easy, it'd be a pretty quick decision just to put them on defense or whatever, or offense, whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, I think you'll see him more. And Colorado probably wants to. They just can't because their roster's not deep enough.
Yeah.
Yet. I mean, it's getting there, but it's not yet.
But if I'm blowing somebody out, I want them on defense because I just want them to shut the other team down.
But I think
get takeaways.
I think next level you'll see him week to week. It'll be different on what matchup they need him at.
But also, I mean, Deion's he's not going to do that. He's going to play in both sides of the ball because he's wanting the numbers for him on both sides of the ball to help him in his Heisman race.
Yeah, I give Deion props for that too. Like he's doing everything in his power to get this kid.
He's selling him, dude. He's selling him and doing a great job at it.
I heard a thing talking this week, and they were talking about everybody says Deion's got 3 sons. That one is does the media stuff for Colorado. The other 2 play. They said no, he's actually got 4.
Yeah,
because he treats Travis Hunter just like a son.
Yeah, I told y'all the other day, do DNA tests. I know he's Deion.
All right, boys. Let's move on into this BYU Arizona State.
Scatterboo.
His coach had to calm him down right off the bat. He autographed that football.
Yeah.
Big bad rumbling tumbling scatterboo, baby. I told you Arizona was going to get them. BYU been playing with fire the whole time, and yep, it snuck up and got them.
They did.
Arizona State, they win this week. They're in that Big 12 championship. That's the most interesting conference right now. There's like 8 teams that have a shot to make it to that conference championship game.
Big week.
Yeah. And none of them play each other.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So how do you determine?
They're all conference games, I think.
This week is?
Yeah, for all the teams that are in the vying for the, and then there's some kind of other formula. But basically, Arizona State with that win, they beat Arizona this week. They're in the Big 12 championship game,
Right.
and then it's still open for BYU, Colorado. I think K-State, Iowa State. I think basically everybody except for Oklahoma State and like one other have a chance to make it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Well,
Y'all watch any of Arizona State?
I haven't watched them play till yesterday when they beat BYU.
what do you think about Scatterboo?
What do you think about that? He's tough, ain't
Yeah, I was watching him. I was like, this dude crazy.
Love him, son.
Got that head shake.
Yeah, I was like, he nice.
You block for him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Would you take him on down the field?
Yeah.
You better hurry if you're going to.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this one right here, son. Milroe chose the worst time to have his worst game of the year as Oklahoma takes down the Alabama Crimson Tide.
This was a little bit of a shocker. I mean,
I really was stunned by this. I'm like me and Aaron and you was talking last week, man. I thought this was going to be a day Milroe would probably pull off 4 more touchdown runs, like he did against LSU. I thought he's going to have one of them type of days against Oklahoma. It just, man, I don't know what's happened to Alabama. I didn't think much when they lost to Tennessee, but these last couple games they played, man, it I don't even know where Alabama's at right now.
they're so inconsistent, which is unusual for Alabama.
I don't think they know where they're at.
I
right
know
now.
where they're at. They're in trouble.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
Yeah, did y'all watch this one?
No, but I don't know what happened to Alabama.
I saw clips of it. I mean, like looking at the schedule and like the matchup, I'm like, okay, Alabama gonna win this. But then later, I was on Instagram scrolling. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Was you shocked?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, man.
I just wish
It
I
shocked
had
the world.
I just wish I had a little bit of money to bet on Oklahoma last week.
Yeah.
Man could have done some pretty good in a parlay on that one.
You
Yeah,
daggone right.
That would have been a good parlay to have.
Well, I know it was 10-3 at halftime. 'Cause I didn't watch the first half. I can't remember what I was watching. I flipped it over there right before halftime. Oklahoma was up 10-3, and I was like, okay, last game, home game of the year for you, senior day. I get that. I'll give you this lead. Alabama going to come out here in the second half. Came out in the second half, threw a pick six right off the bat. Or no, he threw a pick. Guy returned it to like the 5. They punch it in. The next time they get the ball, throws a pick six, and I was like, whoa, this is...
Yeah. That's a man could have made money just on the spread
Yeah.
part of it. Yeah, for sure. It would have been a good payout.
And okay, let's talk about this. Does this loss... Alabama has no chance of the playoff now.
None. I don't think they do.
With 3 losses?
Now, you know they're going to try to get them in there. I think the only team in the SEC right now that would have a chance with 3 losses would be Georgia.
If they lose the SEC championship game, I think they still have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah. They're the only one outside that would have a chance with 3 losses.
Because 2 of Alabama's losses are bad, in my opinion.
Very
Vandy.
bad. But
and
now,
Oklahoma.
why do they still had them ahead of a chance of getting in over Tennessee? And I think Tennessee won the head-to-head with Alabama. And then I think the 2 losses that Alabama had was worse than the ones Tennessee.
I think they had that out before everything shook up.
It
yesterday.
was before the shakeup yesterday. But even before that, why do you have Alabama getting in over Tennessee at that point?
Same way as like I said with Texas. It's a good win for them against Arkansas. But then when they bring up Tennessee's resume, it's a bad loss.
Yeah.
So
Well, I just, even with this Alabama loss, talking about Tennessee getting in, I'm like y'all head to head, man. Tennessee beat Alabama. I'd been talking about Tennessee getting in instead of Alabama. I thought they should have been ahead of Bama going head to head. But what good's head to head matchups if that don't help you none?
yeah. I mean, I get it if Tennessee, they lost to Georgia in a tough game at Georgia at night at home. They lost a close game to Arkansas. We all felt they should have won that game. But that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
And the Georgia game, what did we say? They hadn't played at home in 35 days?
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, they had to be.
They was hitching to be at home.
Oh yeah. They had to be more excited than when they played Texas there.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I can see it with Georgia. They have probably played the toughest schedule of the SEC schools or anybody in the country, for that matter.
Well, they were showing that because that's the big knock on the team we'll talk about here in a minute.
Yeah.
Is their strength of schedule is like 106 out of 130.
But to answer your question, Kermit, about how that was, it's because some of this committee is just going to see a helmet color and a name on a chest.
And they like that gold helmet a lot.
They like the gold helmet. They like that crimson with that Alabama on it.
I think Bama's legacy gets them a lot of good rankings.
Legacy goes a long ways for
In
things.
college football, it does.
It sure does. All right, Indiana, Ohio State. What do you got, Grant?
I mean, Indiana, they didn't look bad, but their roster is not deep enough yet to go with Ohio State. You could tell a difference when Indiana had to start subbing their second team defensive lineman in. Ohio State started just doing what they wanted to.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I mean, special teams is what made the game look as bad as it was.
Yeah, but I still feel like even if you take away the snap on the punt, that kind of busted it wide open, you take that away, I still feel like Ohio State wins this game 35-14.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I see.
They were starting to run the ball at will.
Yeah.
On them, it was. Like I said, it's not Indiana. You can see there's talent there because they played with ones versus ones. But whenever they had to start bringing the twos in and subs and stuff, there was a pretty big drop off, I felt, compared to what Ohio State's twos were.
Yeah. Did you see Ohio State's quarterback
No.
fake the cigarette smoke?
Oh, yeah.
And put it
yeah,
out?
Yeah. Smoking his Signettis.
Yeah, I loved it.
What y'all got on this? What y'all think about Indiana?
I think they're still building, still in the building process. So I mean, you're not Ohio State and Georgia that level of games yet, but I think they still competed a little bit in the beginning of the game.
They're getting in.
You know what? Who else is getting in?
And we'll see.
Because of the way everything shook up yesterday. And they won Penn State.
Yes.
Dear God. Who have they played other than... Everybody talks about Indiana's strength of schedule. Who has Penn State played other than Ohio State? I'll wait.
Nobody's going to say nothing, bro.
No.
And their offense is horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Go ahead, Kermit. We know you're a Nittany Lion fan.
Well, I ain't gonna lie about it. I do love them Lions, man. But they look terrible against Ohio State, and
They looked terrible against Minnesota yesterday.
Oh yeah, and
Won
but
by one.
Indiana, I thought they was gonna be more explosive than Ohio. I really thought they was gonna pull it off in this game, and man, did Ohio shut them down.
Yeah.
And like Aaron was saying, special teams eat them up. Absolutely eat them up.
And, we can talk about that, but that's still part of the game.
It's all phases of the game,
Yep.
man. It's crazy. Well, what do you say we get into the college football picks for this week?
Last week, the regular season, baby.
And this is always one of our favorite ones. So, college football picks will be brought to you by Dr. Pepper and the K-Dog. And up first, we have Oregon State, Boise State. We'll go this way.
Woo! I'm gonna go with them. What are they? The purple Smurfs up there, Boise State.
The purple Smurfs, baby.
Woo!
I'm going Boise State.
Yeah, me too. I think Boise State got it.
I think I'll go with Boise State in this one as well.
I'm going to go with Boise State, but I'm going to pick the Broncos instead of the purple Smurfs.
Yes, sure. Oklahoma State, Colorado. Come on, dog.
I'm still a big Dion fan. I'm gonna go for Colorado. Hope to get it right back on track there.
Yeah, I think end of the year, Dion knows how you got to be playing at the end of the year firsthand. So I think he's gonna implement that with his players, and I think they take this one.
Yeah, I think especially with Colorado coming off a loss, I think they're gonna want to give everything they got, and I think they'll come out with the W.
I'm going with the Colorado boys, too.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with Colorado. They got something to prove, And Dion is one of those guys, he'll motivate you after a loss. So I got to cut the Buffaloes.
Mississippi State, Ole Miss.
What's Mississippi State's record?
I don't know, but they ain't very good.
And Ole Miss coming off of a loss.
Well,
You better get on the lane
Which
train.
now this is a rivalry game. What do they call it?
It
The egg-
is.
The Egg Bowl.
Yep. Take it all out. Yeah, that's just right. God dang, he's going to go.
No, he's going Bulldogs. I know.
He's going to Bulldogs, baby.
we go to Mississippi State even if they ain't won a game all year.
I wish I had a cowbell sound.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I knew you was going to go Mississippi State because they're called the Bulldogs.
Once a dog, always a dog. Peyton, who you got, buddy?
Ole Miss coming off a loss, desperate. Ole Miss.
I think Ole Miss gonna win too. I don't think Mississippi State will be able to do anything against them.
I'm on the lane train.
I am too, and like Peyton said, they're coming off that loss to Florida. It's
Peyton don't know.
Dog, you may be right on that, but you're going to be right by yourself on this one, buddy. I'm not going against Ole Miss in this week. Georgia Tech, Georgia.
Gotta go with them dogs, baby. We're going with Georgia. Big time.
Georgia.
I think Georgia Tech a pretty decent team, but I don't think they got what it take to beat Georgia.
Was it not last year that they pulled it on, or about pulled it on? It was-
might have been.
Yeah, this. I think they may have actually won this game last year.
Yeah, they might have it. I know this is once again a rivalry game.
Yeah.
He over there pushing buttons on me, Grant.
No.
Yeah, you've been muted the whole time.
That's what I thought.
I'm going Georgia.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Georgia. I think Kirby Smart pretty good at knowing what's on the line here. And like we said earlier, if they lose another game, if it's that conference championship, they still probably get in. But if they lose this one, then they have to win the conference championship to get in my opinion. But so I think he'll have them come out and playing good in Georgia by 3 touchdowns.
Tennessee Vandy.
As I hate to, I gotta go Tennessee. Vandy's run's over with, I believe.
I don't think Vandy's winning another game.
I don't know. I think this game going to shock some people. And I think it's a game that could go either way. And I think Vandy might just beat Tennessee.
Ooh, yes, sir. It's going out on a limb.
Who brought this guy?
I believe it was you, big guy, and I like it. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I don't want to leave him out on a limb by himself. Yeah, I do. It's craziness. I'm going to the balls.
Ain't no way Vandy wins.
They may do it.
Stranger things have happened with Tennessee Vandy, but I just think Heupel got them locked in. That defense, man.
It is at Vandy,
It is at Vandy, but I'm going with the Big Orange.
and you know how Tennessee plays on the road.
Go Big Orange. That defense travels though. Except to Athens. They don't go to Athens.
All right, Michigan, Ohio State. Come on with it, there, dog. Give us a Dr. Pepper pick here.
I'm gonna go Wolverines in this. Give me the Wolverines.
Hey, did you see
You're
them?
just going on the blue and yellow again, dude.
You
Hey,
daggone
did you
right.
see them? 460 yards of offense this week, running the ball down people's throats.
Wolverines big, baby.
OHIO don't really like that kind of ball.
Yeah, I think Michigan's got to win a big one.
You're going Michigan too?
I think they've got to win at least one big game every year. So, kind of like an Auburn.
And this is arguably the greatest rivalry in college football.
It is.
That's what you gotta love about this week, man. All these rivalry
Yeah.
games. This is the week I expected all the upsets. Not last week. This week is when you expect all the upsets.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State got this one. I don't think Michigan gonna beat them.
And Ryan Day's never beat Michigan. I forgot to throw that in there too. He's 0-3 or 0-4 against Michigan.
Well, he gets one in the W column this week. I'm going Ohio State.
I'm on the fence. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, part of me saying pick Ohio State just because of the year they've had, but then another part of me saying pick that old smash mouth Wolverine.
Wolverines, Grant. Wolverines.
Be like Red Dawn.
Listen to that small voice in your head, Grant.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have, because what, it's a rivalry game. You're Michigan. What better way? Yeah, you ain't had the year you wanted, but let's just go throw a wrench in Ohio State's season.
Hey, you got nothing to lose in it.
So give me you know what? Give me the Wolverines.
We ride together, don't we, son?
Yeah, I think Ohio got that.
All righty. South Carolina, Clemson.
This is a better game than what everybody thought in the preseason, ain't it?
Give me Beamer ball, baby. I'm gonna take South Carolina big.
I'm probably take Clemson.
I think it's just another game that could go either way, but I think South Carolina might just get this one.
They for real.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Gamecocks in this one too.
Shane Beamer's the mayor of Cocktown. So, you know
Stamp
what?
at it. Put a stamp in it.
Give me the Gamecocks just because the schedule, the toughness. They've been more consistent than Clemson too this year.
Yeah.
It did have to be Kentucky.
He likes a basketball school that plays football.
Oh Lord. Arizona State.
Whew. Who you going with, dog?
Give me Scatterboo in this, and I ain't going against it.
I think this is a both ways game. It's just a good rivalry that could go either way.
I think Arizona State gonna get another W. 2 weeks in a row.
You ain't getting out, Peyton. Who you picking?
I go with Arizona State, but I won't be surprised no matter who wins this football game.
I'll give you that. I'm going Scatterboo in it too, just because I'm a Scatterboo fan.
We all know where I'm going. I've been on that Scatterboo wagon for 6 weeks now. So give me Arizona State and the Sun Devils.
Miami, Syracuse.
Ooh. At Syracuse in that big dome.
Crazy things happening in that dome.
They really do.
Yep.
I mean, they beat Clemson when Clemson was number one. They throttled Tech, but Tech was a much higher ranked team than them up there. But I'm still going with the U, baby. Give me the U.
Miami.
Yeah, me too. I think Miami gonna get this one.
I'm going Miami in this as well.
I'm going Miami too, but like Kermit said, this is one of those games just sit back and watch because I just got a feeling it's going to be one of them crazy games.
Auburn, Alabama.
You skipped one.
What? Oh. California SMU. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Jesus, get that big ACC game in there.
The midnight game.
You got to pick up them ACC champions, baby. Give me SMU, baby. Give me them Stings.
Stings.
Going to SMU, like to see a different team be successful. So SMU.
I think SMU gonna get this one. They got some good athletes on that team.
Momentum.
Well, I'm going to go SMU too. I wouldn't be surprised to see California win this one, though.
I think California keeps it close, but I think SMU's speed is just way too much for them. So give me the Mustangs by 17.
Now, Auburn, Alabama.
Another one of them throw the records out the window, baby.
I'm going to say it like we talked about Richmond's there at the end of the season. You know, Richmond's picked up that one win and said, yeah, man, them boys are getting a roll. And then they picked up that second win. And I'm going with them Tigers, baby. Give me them Tigers for the second win.
He's back on the Tigers.
I'm gonna say Auburn. I don't know if Bama's gonna bounce back like they used to bounce back off losses or not, but I'm gonna say Auburn.
Not a bad pick.
I think Bama gonna get this one, especially coming like off a loss like how they did. I think they gonna want to win this one.
Yeah, I think Milrose is going to get some good rushing yards this week. I'm going with the Crimson Tide.
Now I'm gonna go Crimson Tide too. In a very close game. Very close game. Like last second field goal type of game.
Okay. Up next, we have Notre Dame versus Notre Dame.
No. No.
Pick one. Notre Dame versus Notre Dame, Grant.
I picked the verses.
Notre Dame, USC.
What is USC's record this year? Anybody know?
They were like 5-6, I think.
Heck, they started off pretty good, didn't
They
they?
started off hot. I mean, they looked real physical and good against that LSU, but now we see what kind of LSU's kind of being, too, so.
All right, you talked me into it, Aaron. Give me the leprechauns, baby.
That wasn't much talking him into that.
I'm gonna go Notre Dame.
I think USC got this one.
My man.
I'm going USC, too, in hopes.
We all know where I'm going. I mean, I don't have to say it, but it ain't Notre Dame.
Texas A&M.
Woo! Hook 'em horns, baby. Woo!
I think Texas is gonna cap the season off.
Yeah, I got Texas too. I think Texas is gonna get this one.
I'm going Longhorns as well.
Yeah, I'm going. This is the type of game A&M wins usually, but not this year. Not with it being a renewal of the rivalry. So much on the line. Winner goes to the SEC championship game. I think Texas was a team on them. They had a mission at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And it's all right here, so I feel like they handle business.
Pretty good, they have. Well, Washington, Oregon.
I mean, you ain't got to spend the mic to him. We know where he's at.
Ducks, baby. Ducks all the way.
I think Oregon.
Yeah, me too. I think Oregon will also get this one.
I'm with Landry, Carrico, and I'm taking the human highlighters here.
Yeah, I'm going go Ducks.
SMU, California.
We done
had it on there twice.
That's because that's such a big game. We got to pick it twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Virginia Tech.
It don't matter if Tech lost every game this year. Virginia ain't never gonna beat them. Tech owns that rivalry. Let's go Hokies, baby.
It's at Virginia Tech, so I'm gonna go Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I got VT too. I think they're gonna win.
I hope Virginia Tech wins this game.
First team to, what, 15 wins?
Win by 2.
Give me the Hokies in this one.
And make it take it. All right. Well, there we go with the college football picks this week. We're going to go ahead and get over into a little bit of high school football, and we're going to have us a little interview here with these boys. Like I said, we got a couple of the guys from the east side Spartans on, and boys, congratulations. Having a wonderful season this year and breaking some records, you know. So that's pretty spectacular. How's it feel to be the first ones to get all this many wins in a season and be sitting where you are right now in the playoffs, getting ready for a regional championship? It's pretty spectacular, man. A lot of stuff to be proud of. Either one of us can go first.
It's been a good feeling. Like, no matter who we play, I think we still, know we got to play hard. And it's been a good feeling to break one record, 2 record, or how many other records we broke this season. And it's just like how many records we could break now, and can we continue to be the best football team to come through Eastside?
Yeah, I think we've just done what we can do as good as we can do it as much as possible. And I think that the records just come with that. And that goes with every football team. And I think that we've just prioritized the things that matter. And then some records have been broke during that.
Yeah. Good answer. Well, Peyton, we know that right before season started, you had an unfortunate injury, buddy, and everything. What is it?
I got.
You got them.
Listen, they got to tell you the story. They got to because Yasir was with you when it happened. They got to tell you the story, man.
Well, an unfortunate injury. Was it the day before the first actual practice?
We got back from a team trip in Indiana. Mm-hmm. And then the day after that was the day before official practice. That's when I broke it. So, yeah.
Okay, well, tell us the story.
No, you can do it real quick. He breaks his leg. What'd you say to him, Yasir, because you was with him?
Oh, I mean, I heard a boom. I went outside. I'm like, you good, bro. Get up. You're not hurt. So I thought he was good, but apparently he won't. So I kind of feel bad now looking back on it, but it was, I thought he was okay, but I ain't no doctor.
I love him, man. He's old school. He said, "Fight, throw some dirt on it, get up, boy. Quit crying."
So when he tells you this, Peyton, what was your reaction to that?
I was like, maybe he's right. So I got up and I ran up the stairs and I laid down in the kitchen.
In the middle of the kitchen floor.
I was laying in the kitchen floor with some frozen peas on my leg for about 30 minutes.
Who got you the peas?
It was either Yasir or my mom.
It was his mom. I was still telling him that he over-exaggerated. Like, hey, you good.
They was telling me that if I didn't get up and start walking and working it out, that I wouldn't be able to practice the next day. I was like, well, we'll try.
But you knew that it was a little worse than what they were telling you.
I knew, but I didn't want to believe it, so I didn't go to the doctor for. It was either 2 or 3 days, and I was walking on it and stuff, and trying to not believe that it was broke, but I definitely had that feeling that
something just wasn't right.
My finger shouldn't be touching 2 different portions of bone down there.
He had sent me the X-ray. I'm like, that ain't your leg. Like, you got that off the internet. I mean, I just ain't want to believe it. And I mean, we play a lot, but he was like, no, I'm being serious, and I was like, dang. I feel bad now because I told him that he was all right. He won't.
I bet he also added in there, man, you better get up. Coach is going to kill you. You don't show up practice tomorrow walking.
Yeah, man. Well, with all that's went on and everything, you've battled yourself back and finally got to be in the pads this year, and I believe you got your first start this past week, right?
Yes, sir.
Since then, and started on defense as a nose tackle and linebacker.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I was rewatching the game, and something special happened in that game. You got you a scoop and score. Tell us a little bit about that.
I don't know, man. I was on the sideline. I was like, we got us a little lead, Lord. Will you bless me? And then I went back out, and I saw Reagan swan dive on the football that was on the ground. And I was like, that thing might pop out. And it did. And I picked it up and started running. And I looked back like 3 times because I'm the slowest person on their team. And I was like, there ain't no way I'm not the slowest person on their team. I didn't get caught, but I don't know. I didn't feel a thing. I was just running. But I've been telling everybody, though, like, scoring the touchdown felt good, but like the best feeling is just being back in the pads and like playing and it being normal, like just casually helping the team.
Yeah,
it feels just as good as
finally
across the goal line.
I get you, man. Finally feeling like you're being a help to the team now.
There's a difference between like truly helping and like getting to play. And this week where I like truly was able to play and help the team, that was probably the best feeling out of it all.
Yeah. You've been a good leader for the team for the last what, 3 years since you started at quarterback, what, 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So I mean, I know it had to be hard, coming into this, you're being your senior year and everything, and not knowing that if you are going to get to play.
Yeah, it was weird because, like, I didn't know if the playoff game last year was going to be the last time I ever strapped it up or not. So that was a little bit hard to handle, but I don't know.
You've done a good job, man, and I mean, I know, Grant, you probably proud when you saw that, and
Well, I just want to say this before that, just the fact, just how he worked, and I know there was times he was starting to get discouraged, as anybody would, but he kept that. It might pop up, but he'd shove it back down, and he kept working, and to get back on the field, that's a testament to his will.
Yeah, when I first broke it, the doctor was like, you might get to play about early to middle season basketball. And I was like, oh, I'll play football. And that was hard to hear, but
How hard was it, Peyton, to I know it was hard to sit, anybody can see that, but once they released you and to not just be able to just
the most difficult like time frame of that whole process was the 2 weeks after I got released, because I was allowed to practice, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't physically do what I used to could. So it was like I knew where I was supposed to be on the field and stuff and like what I was supposed to do, but I was just always 3 or 4 steps behind everybody else, and it was just, that was hard to deal with.
yeah. But all that's coming around now to you, and stuff. Kermit, did you have I saw you was trying to.
Yeah, it's like me and Aaron was talking about, a game-changing play there. You got that scoop and score, which I told Aaron, I thought the momentum of the game changed before that, but that was a really good play right there to help boost that momentum and pull on away from Patrick Henry a lot. But I just want to know from Severe, what was y'all's reaction, and what did y'all think when Peyton did go down? What did you think about your season? How are we going to pull this together without our starting quarterback? Now we've got a freshman coming in. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I was with him when it happened, and he told me, and I was like, dang, I really felt bad for him. And which I'm pretty sure everybody did, and I think everybody in the beginning had like worries for Landon and how he was going to do. Because I mean, if I was a freshman and I had to go be a starting quarterback, I can't say I would be able to do what he's done so far this season. And I mean, I'm pretty sure, and everybody could agree with that, Landon has stepped up and like played that role better than a lot of freshmen could, and with not as much experience and all that, he's been handling it pretty good, and I think he's done a great job.
I would say he is one of the most like coachable kids on the team. He's become very seasoned. He's got more experience in this year than really any football player I've ever seen get in a year. Yeah,
and he'll he listens pretty good to our coaches, like adjust what he mess up on, quick to fix mistakes and stuff like that, and realize that we got his back, and that he can trust us, and we'll be there for him as teammates.
I know if it was me and I was a freshman, I'd feel pretty good with a big bunch of linemen like y'all. I'd say, yeah, man, it's the right time to get put in.
That probably makes it a little bit easier, don't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, you got some dudes like that going to block for you and protect you, And this question for Peyton, it's I know it's hard to swallow your pride and stuff when you get injured like that and stuff, but, man, how hard was it to get in and teach somebody your position and help them along and just, put all your stuff aside just for the better of the team?
I mean, I wouldn't really say that aspect of it was hard. I mean, whenever I first broke my leg, I was telling Coach Rose, I was like, we got to get Landon right, because regardless of who plays where, like in football, the best man's gonna play, and I just feel like as much as I love the game of football, I love the community that we have, and they still deserved like a good season, regardless of who's playing where. Like that don't matter. It's still East Side to me, and it was hard because I had never had to teach it, but it wasn't hard because I used to play it. Once I understood how to like teach it and help him relate to game situations and stuff, it was really easy from there. And he listens to anything you tell him, so he learns very quick, picks up on stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely done a good job coming in and everything, and got you rolling. I mean, we're rolling in on a 9-1 regular season, and now I think this is the first year they'd won a playoff game.
They'd won one playoff game in school history before this.
2012, they won the first round game.
So
Okay, so the first time they went two wins.
yeah.
Well,
This
and
is the
then
first time the school's ever played for the region championship.
Mm-hmm.
So regional championship coming up. Well, before we get into all of that, though, let's ask a few more little questions and stuff. We'll start with you first. What goals did you set for the season coming in?
Well, in the beginning of the season, I was told that I was going to be the starting left tackle, and some of my personal goals was making sure like I learned what I had to learn, the plays, and better myself for that position so I could help out the team, and like some other goals I think we set as like a team is like keep our team chemistry that we had from last year, because I would say that we're a pretty close team, and I think this has helped us like win a lot more games. But the biggest goals is to play to our best abilities, play as one team, and that'll take us as far as we need to go.
No, last year was your first year ever playing football, wasn't it, Yazir?
Yeah. Last year, my junior year, was my first time playing football since I was in the 4th grade, and it was different coming back, but I got back used to it pretty quick last season. And between last season and this season, it was just working in the off season, making sure I listen to my coaches, help from my other teammates who've been playing longer than me, and just learning and executing it for real. So
That's something I will say that seeing from him from last year to this year. You could see it last year as the season went. He was building. He's like, okay. You can see the size. He's like, size, and he could move and stuff. He was like, okay. And then watching you this year, man, it's just like last year you could see you starting to take off toward the end of the year, and this year it's just like you come out the gate, So I give you props for that, because there's only one way that happens, and that's work.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Peyton? I know you had some goals set before you broke the leg.
I've got about 8 different sets of goals. Before I broke my leg, some of my personal goals was, I don't really know. I felt like we had done everything we needed to do this off season. I'll just go to after I broke my leg. Some of my personal goals was to like put pads on again.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of week by week, my goals. I had, like now, this past week, my goal was just to benefit the team. And like some team goals that have been the same since I was a sophomore. Obviously you want to win the district, and we didn't necessarily do that, but we kept ourselves in a position to where we could still compete for the region playoffs and stuff. And so it's a week by week goal to attack the next game.
I've got for you, Sarah, here. You get any looks that you know of? Any colleges reaching out to you? Anything?
A couple. I mean, not a lot, but I do think like as the season progresses, and I mean, especially we're making a deep playoff run. As long as I keep playing good and keep my grades up, I think the opportunities will be there. The farther that time goes on.
So, what is your favorite sport? I mean, you didn't play football till last year. I mean, you've been playing something else, like basketball, maybe?
Yeah, basketball has been my favorite sport for a while, but, coming to East Side, Coach Rhodes, he got me on the football team. He was like, you need to play football. So, from then, I would say playing at East Side probably helped me gain a lot of interest in football. And starting my sophomore year, I started throwing shot put and disc, and I would say probably by far that's my favorite sport right now is throwing disc. So.
Oh man, so man, that would be something good too.
Did you how'd that go for you this past year?
Let's see. My first year, my sophomore year, I got first in our district, made it to regions. And then last year, I made it to state in disc and regions and shot, and I placed 6th in the state, and I got all state. So this year, I'm looking to win both.
Yeah, man.
You shoot, yeah, man. Peyton, what's your favorite sport?
Football by far. Football by far. I love football. It's just something about it.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Football was always my favorite too. Well, let's
Hold on.
see.
Let me ask him a question. How does it feel? And I know you may have not have thought about it, but how does it feel? And this question's for both of you to know that you may be starting a dynasty at Eastside. You know, if getting better and better each year, that you may be the start of a dynasty there.
I would say it does feel good, like especially to be like living in it, like while it's going on. Like it feels good to win. It feels good to know that we as a team are breaking records, or being the best team that could be in school history. So, I mean, it's a pretty good feeling. And starting a dynasty, it's always good to make a legacy and have some for people to talk about and remember you by. So it's pretty good.
It's definitely a really great feeling for me because got in a little bit before it all started, so I've kind of got to see it unfold from bottom to the top, and it's just nice, man. It really is. Hard work pays off for everybody. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I couldn't remember my freshman and sophomore year. It's crazy because it was kind of like us and Rock Cove were more near the bottom of the Cumberland district, and now it's both of us at the top. And ever since I was little, it's been a really competitive Cumberland district. I think it carried on throughout high school.
And the reason I asked that question is because y'all may not realize it, but for little kids, they've got to have somebody to look up to. And y'all the dudes out there, man, and y'all tearing it up right now. And that's how you start dynasties, is by making the other little kids growing up want to be just like you. And I think y'all definitely doing that at Eastside, and y'all got a lot of young talent, seems like, coming up, even in JV and peanut level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're exciting to watch. They work hard. All of them do. I mean, I think whenever a group of kids does the right thing for a couple of years, it trickles down, and the group behind them just sees that. And I think when you get 8 or 9 different age groups that are doing that, you've got a good future of any sport.
Winning is contagious, and it trickles downhill, and everybody wants to. I mean, they get that contagious that falls on them. It's just like anything else. You get the disease, and you want to win, and that's all you want to do is win. Well, let's do this right here. Pre-game. Any pre-game rituals that you just have to do before the game, like certain angles taped, certain way you get them taped, or just something you just have to do a certain way every time?
I got to go outside and I throw for 10. Even whenever I had a broken leg, I'd drop the crutches. I got to throw for 10 minutes, regardless of if I'm playing or not. And then I got to go inside and wrap my leg up before I do anything. And then that's pretty much the only thing I have done every game.
I mean, I'm not really superstitious or anything, so I wouldn't say I consistently done stuff in the same order for pregame. But pregame is just really listening to music on the speaker or my headphones, talking, making sure everybody on the same page, and just having fun, ready to play, and not get too nervous or too tense.
And then
That's
talking
really,
to Coach Rhodes and all them too, after school.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fun also having a great relationship
with the coaches,
with our coaches and our other teammates. Some of us just go sit in the coach's office,
talk for 30 minutes before the game.
So that's fun.
Do y'all feel like you said about not being too tense? Do you feel like you guys play better when you're a little bit loose?
Yeah, on everybody on the team. I mean, I think that's just really everybody because
When we get overly excited,
Yeah.
we come out flat.
and I mean, sometimes we come out less tense better than others, but sometimes it take that first drive or first play to get the nervous out. And then,
When we're playing comfortable, we play really well.
Yeah. Because when we know our abilities and how good we could be as one, that's when we start playing our best.
Every team's different with that too.
Yeah.
Some teams, man, they can be loose and go out and play great. Other teams, man, they got to be, it's got to be tense. It's got to be. So I was curious which way you guys, the team, goes there with you guys. You loose or tense? I like the loose too. I always tended to be. The more calm I could stay, the better I felt like I was.
Yeah.
These daggone answers is killing me, man.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, look at it. When Gate City played, they never washed their daggone jock straps all year. Daggone it. I've seen some guys wear just all joking aside, but I've seen some guys wear the same shirts all year long. They be, sweat over sweat on them, ripping, falling apart, rotting, and they still throw them nasty things on.
Yeah, the good thing about your uniform back then had the belt on.
Yeah.
It had the perfect place for your Walkman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our time.
Yeah.
You're the Well, let's do this right here. Since you were talking about headphones and listening to music, what you go to?
Go to song or
Well, I mean your pregame music,
I mean,
and then we'll do the go-to song.
I listen to a variety of music. I mean, especially with me like moving here, so I really just hit shuffle and just listen about anything, and they get me ready. I just like music in general.
All right, Peyton, we're not getting nothing from Jasir.
I'm more of a calm pregame player, so I listen to a lot of Adele before games, Mariah Carey.
Trucks went on. Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah.
All I Want for Christmas.
I love it.
I will say like we will do that before and after practice.
We listen to
like Christmas music.
We're
and
not
just,
gonna get like all
chill
hyped
music.
up. We just listen to fun stuff and really enjoy the pregame with their players because in football you never know. I feel like we embrace it a lot. Like we understand nothing's guaranteed, so we always just kind of enjoy every day in the field house.
Well, I will say it's and that aspect is different for me because like if we play in a certain team, I probably will just like listen to something that's like really upbeat and make you want to run through a wall or something like that. It just gets you really hyped up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I agree with Peyton if it's got the video with it, I can listen to that all day long.
Oh dear Lord.
Me, like the more hyped up I am, the more calming of the music I'm gonna listen to calm me down. Because I know that I play better calm, and if I'm too hyped up, I'm gonna make mental mistakes. So if I'm really hyped, I listen to extremely calm music, and then if I'm kind of chill, I can listen to some upbeat music.
Yeah. Favorite food?
You go first.
Cheeseburger.
From go-to place.
See, I've been a McDonald's guy my whole life. Like get 3 or 4 of those double McDoubles, but now I've been a really big Sonic guy. They make it. I've never went to Sonic. I've went like 4 or 5 times this past month, and they've made it fresh every time, and the cheese has been dripping off. It's been really good. With some fries and a blue raspberry slushy with nerds in it. Or blue raspberry rushy.
As long as the cheese is dripping, it's gonna be good. Well, what about you, man?
My favorite food is a grilled cheese burrito from Taco Bell. I ain't
8
gonna
grilled
lie.
cheese burritos from Taco Bell.
The steak grilled cheese burrito?
Yes.
That's what's up, yeah.
The amount of money I probably spend
But
on Taco
32
Bell,
of them.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I spam them. I could live off Taco Bell.
He was so desperate one time, which he hadn't lived here long, and he was like, "This is the Taco Bell in Wise, right?" And we were in Norton, so he ordered $20 worth of food to the Wise Taco Bell.
And we went to one in Norton, and I was so mad. I was like, I called him, and They said it was gonna refund my money, and it was actually $14.72. I remember the exact price. I still didn't get my money back, but it was cool.
If anybody from Taco Bell Wise is listening, you owe your Sear $14.72.
Oh, you know he's good at math, ain't he? He remember them numbers.
Hey, he's a lineman, son. You know he's gonna remember how much he didn't get, how much food he didn't get.
1472. Huh?
Yeah, I'll never forget that. And I was mad for the rest of the night. I just went home and went to sleep. I ain't even eat no more. I wanted Taco Bell so
Had to
bad.
sleep it
Well,
off.
couldn't you just go on to the next one?
I mean, I could, but after spending $14, I'm like, I ain't gonna spend no more money. I'm gonna just go home, see what's in the refrigerator.
But I mean, so you ordered it online, right?
Through the app.
Okay, well then just drive to the other one and they'd had your food.
See, I thought about that, but I want the one driving, so I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna just go home.
It was dark. It was pitch black. I had trout to clean, so I was going home.
We
Was
went
you
fishing-
driving?
We was fishing for like 4 hours.
There we go.
And it was a school night, so I'm like, well, let's just
Had
go
you
home.
already broke your leg at this point?
No, that was before
This
that.
was prime. This was like middle of the summer.
Yeah, beginning of summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he had trout to clean.
It ain't no wonder he was telling you to get your tail up when you broke your leg.
Yeah, he remember that 1472 that he didn't get.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like one of J Mar's favorite question. What's your 3 favorite sports movies?
The Longest Yard, Love and Basketball, and The Blind Side.
I'm gonna go Radio, The Blind Side. What's the one where the kid gets KD's superpowers?
Oh, Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Thunderstruck's a good one. I love Thunderstruck.
Which Longest Yard, the first one or the remake?
The one with Adam Sandler in it. That one was funny. I like that.
The
one.
remake, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Well, y'all like to get a pregame snack in like while you're sitting around?
Yeah.
I'm sure they get y'all goodie bags, don't they?
Yeah, after the game, but I'm always snacking. Like it's, you guys paying in my locker at school, my locker in the locker room. You gonna find some chips or something in there. So it's always,
And I got some of his chips in my locker.
yeah, I ain't gonna. It's somebody got food in the locker room and somebody always eating. So
Always on game days, I always go down to the gas station on below Schoolhouse Hill. It's called the chicken. We call it the chicken store, and they got the best fried chicken. I always get 3 chicken breasts and 2 jalapeno cheese corn dogs, and then Coach Rhodes gives us subs every Friday before the game.
that's our pregame meal.
So I'll share some chicken and some corn dogs, have some for myself, and have a sub.
Yeah, he got the whole locker room smell like grease before the game every day. It's crazy.
Gotta get them dialed.
All right, well, who's the funniest guy on the team?
I ain't gonna lie.
We got 2 or 3.
There's a couple of us.
I say me.
Are you going to nominate yourself?
I mean,
yeah.
I'll put myself up there, but probably between Reagan, Keldon, and Landry, and Peyton. But I mean, everybody kind of like will make you laugh because, like, I will say we got some unique personalities on our team. So, but
It's like the locker rooms is like a perfect square. So
Yeah, it's always-
you've got like the lineman corner
yeah,
that's got their own like type of humor, and then you got like a corner that's a lot of freshmen, so they've got like the newest and most trending humor, and then you got I'm over here with all the old heads and the low numbers. So I think we got a whole bunch of different people who are extremely funny in different situations.
yeah. And
That's awesome.
I think Chase Williams.
Oh
is up
yeah,
there.
Chase Williams.
is
Yeah,
up there.
never mind.
He's
Scratch all
hilarious.
that.
He
funny-
got it by one shot.
Yeah, number 1.
He's
Chase.
hilarious.
Yes.
But the lineman corner is definitely where the snacks are.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It's
So if you walk in, you want a honeyman, go to that corner.
yeah. Or
Number 50.
Hey, don't be hating on the 5-0, baby.
I ain't hating.
I ain't gonna say no
Love him to death
names.
because I steal his snacks.
I ain't gonna say no names, but there's somebody, a locker near me. He got a pack of Solo cups and a gallon of sweet tea in his locker right now, and some hot sauce.
Yes, sir, Uncle Si. Yeah, man. Well, have you guys pulled any pranks on on Coach Rhodes
Oh.
yet?
Oh, not on Coach Rhodes.
Yeah,
have we?
we had practice on Halloween.
On senior night.
On senior night too. But we had practice on Halloween, and Coach Rose dropped the bus, so he comes to practice a little bit later than us. So I'm like, y'all, we should go to practice in our costumes, see what Coach Rose say. So our other coaches was like,
He won't mind. That'll be funny.
Yeah, I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Coach Rose, he walked outside. He was like, take them off. And
He said, take them off. Everybody else, start doing up downs till they get back.
The whole team had to do up downs till everybody with costumes got back. It was funny. And they was like, we told y'all not to wear them costumes, but it was worth a try.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's time, sometimes it's time to have a little fun and
Breaks up the
everything.
monotony.
Absolutely.
Because we all know how it feels. You get there about week 7. Man, in practice is just, jeez.
Especially when it start raining, you get cold.
I got there
Yeah.
about week 7. I was like, I get gassed running one play.
Yeah, you just break it. So it's nice to pull a little prank like that here and there.
Yeah. I feel like all of our coaches handle that stuff really well.
Yeah.
And they understand that like it's just as much about our enjoyment as it is our success.
Yeah.
So they're really good in that way.
I would say our coaches also do focus on not us just being the best at football, but making sure like we enjoy our time being there. And I mean, like all of us got like unique personalities, so do our coaches, and that just make it more fun. Like we have fun, but they still also.
There's not a coach on the team that I don't have at least like a few good memories with. Like they're all very good people.
I mean, it's fun to have fun with them, but then you got the times where they be like, you gotta be serious now.
You gotta lock in.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I got a question for y'all. It's another food question. Like, I know they feed y'all on Fridays, but like Thursday night, do you have something you got to eat on Thursday night? Or
Playoffs we eat steak.
Yeah.
Dang.
Steak dinner every playoff game.
And
Dang.
and baked potatoes, macaroni and cheese, corn, string beans.
What's that stuff called?
Come on,
Real
Coach
Delight.
Rhodes. Where's our invite at?
Yeah, well, I'm free on Thursday evenings.
Come on, Coach Rhodes.
You free on Thursday evenings, Kermit? Go to the east side, have a steak.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're calling you out, Coach Rhodes. All right, guys. I think appreciate you coming in with this interview and everything. We're going to get into this recap and stuff. But before we do, we got a big game coming up this week and everything. And this is for a regional championship. And anything y'all want to say to your fans about this week or anything about the game or anything?
Everybody need to come watch us and be louder than Rocco fans.
I
That's
want
right.
everybody from Duffield to be there, everybody from Coburn to be there, and everybody who don't got nothing to do to be there. Because
Bring on the cowbells and
when I was 9 years old, from that point on, we like in youth league we played Rockhove in the Super Bowl every year. So I just think it's kind of nostalgic because like it's always been us and them, and everybody's always been there, and it's always pretty much been a good game. And I just think I think it will be again, and I'm just excited that we're blessed to have this opportunity to have this type of atmosphere again. Because every regular season game, air 1 and 9 season, no matter what, Coburn brings a lot of fans and Duffield brings a lot of fans.
Yeah, and I do feel like no matter what sports, like fans really change like the atmosphere. Like just the fact of like doing something to hear everybody cheer your number, you know what I'm saying, go Spartans or any of that. Like that just really like helps you play better and get you hype. And I feel like it
It can
changes
change
a lot of
momentum in the game.
Yeah, because it's been a couple games this season where like we've had a home game and like, you know, our stands are always packed, and then you just have the other team, nobody really there. So that just makes it feel better when you know you have a big support system no matter where you go, because we usually always have a lot of fans.
That's one thing about the Rockhove East Side games is they've got a very supportive community, and we've got a very supportive community. So it makes it, for us on the inside looking out, it makes it a very surreal experience. It's like something you watch on TV. It's like prime Friday night football.
Yeah, man.
And y'all, that's what me, Aaron, and Grant. That's what we all strive for this district and region to get back to, because when we growed up and played, I don't care what stadium you went to, it was a packed house on both sides.
Yep.
I mean, they wasn't no sitting room on either side, and all that was left was standing room, and you're lucky if you got to the fence. And that's no matter whether it was Appalachia Norton, Coburn Norton, Appalachia Clintwood, Gate City, Powell Valley. I mean, every game was that way. And I tell you what, I wish I'd actually was a little older back then, because I would have been a thief and I'd went around and robbed every house in town, because even the county cops and the town cops was at the ball game. Oh, yeah. And I can't believe somebody didn't rob the whole town blind while we was at the ball games, because everybody in town was at them.
I got something for Peyton here. I want to ask him. He said something about that 1-9 season. I know you weren't here yet this year, but
He was here. He was here.
Was you
He
here?
just didn't play.
Yeah, I didn't play
Okay,
that season.
didn't play that season. Well, okay. I'll ask both of you this then. Did either one of y'all think then? I know you had goals and you could sense things and stuff, but did either one of you then think that fast forward when you guys are 2 years later, you'd have the success you're having right now? Or did you?
100%.
I mean,
Is that what created the desire, or was it already there? Just
I
kind
think it was already there. It was just a 1-9 season when it was needed in a way. We needed to see the agony of like losing and stuff to strive to win, and so I do think that helped. But I would say that I also kind of technically saw this success because this is our goal. So I just feel like we did what we felt like we could do.
and I think also like the coaches like not letting everybody get too, down. Like, yes, 1-9 is bad, and the only thing worse than 1-9 is 0-10. But just keeping the mindset of like the only way you can go now is up was like real. You know what I'm saying? Keeping everybody in high spirits, and just that off season and going forward is like, what happened and how it feel, and nobody really liked that. Even me not being able to play, I didn't like that feeling of just seeing the team go 1-9. So just knowing that going up is the only way to go, it was definitely like fuel for everybody to play better and get better.
I didn't know how that would. I know from the outside looking in, you could see what the potential was there. And I was just wondering, like, did that create the desire to really, like, hey, let's go to work and let's really change this. Let's really do this.
Yeah.
I will say I feel like there was a lot of people on the 1-9 team that felt like it could be changed during the season. Like, I don't ever remember playing a game that whole year and being like, we're going to lose. And obviously there were games that regardless of how good we played, we were going to lose. But I never like felt that. I've never played a football game and been like, we can't win.
That's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
I feel like that did make a lot of games closer, though, with some teams that should have blown us out. It made a lot of those games closer.
True, yeah, absolutely. You got anything else, Grant?
No, I'm good.
All right, let's get into this round 2 recap. Up first, we have Virginia High at Graham. Dog.
I was kind of disappointed in Virginia High. I think they had all kinds of opportunities to score on Graham in this game. Kind of going a little bit off of what Aaron said earlier. It's I don't want to steal nothing he said, but Virginia High looked like they didn't want to be out there in that cold weather. They looked like they were ready to go to basketball season, get back in that warm gym, and I don't know if that's the case or not, but they sort of looked like they was freezing to death up there.
They really did look really, really, really stiff.
What I saw of it, they looked. Well, I guess it would be because of the cold. They looked slower. I mean, they just looked like they were, like you said, Kermit. They just wanted to be
done.
They let the weather get to them, I think. Which I mean, we've all been in Bluefield up there in the wintertime, and it's
On a snowy day,
and
it's colder there than anywhere I've ever been in my life.
that's might as well be at the North Pole. So I mean, can't blame them for.
I've seen hot chocolate freeze and coffee freeze before you can get to your seat.
Which now going into these picks, you know, we do this on Sunday, almost a week ahead of time, and it don't come out to Wednesday or whatever. But you know, I didn't factor in the weather.
I didn't either.
If you would have told me this was the weather, and I'd said, well, this weather fits Union and Graham perfect.
That's what I would have said with the weather, with the style of play. You know, Virginia High wants to spread you out. I mean, they can play physical, but you know, we all know they're better whenever they can get the ball in them athletes' hands.
And I still figured, you know, despite the cold weather, I still figured, you know, being on that college turf field up there, I still figured Virginia High would have a pretty good chance at doing what they needed to do, what they wanted to do. I believe it would have hurt Ridgeview more being down on the, you know, regular field down there at Bullitt Park.
Well, I guarantee you that the school bus ran the whole time, and they was excited to get on it.
Oh, listen. I'd have been excited to get on a warm bus after that.
Yes, absolutely.
But it did. Well, the weather and everything, I feel like it fit Graham style too. You know, Graham's been pretty much we've all talked about them. They're awesome on defense. They struggle to score points.
Yeah.
Well, you throw in nasty cold weather. I don't care if you're on turf or grass.
That's the perfect storm for Graham, and I think Union's along the same board. I think sometimes Union can move the ball just a tad bit better than Graham, and score points, you know, offensively. But now Graham, they'll destroy you on defense. You make mistakes, and they eat you alive with it.
They slowed them Bearcats down and then just let that defense smother them.
Yeah, absolutely. Ridgeview Union. I feel like in this one here, Ridgeview had Union. They had them just like they did Abingdon. Ended up fumbling the ball on a scoring drive. I mean, they were going to score here when they fumbled this ball, and Union picked it up. And then they let what's his name? Quarterback. What's his name, dog?
Cam.
Yeah, Cam.
Bostic.
They let him break loose on about 65, 70 yards or something.
That was what, right in the game?
It was pretty close at the end of the game. It was right after that turnover, and it's just like Ridgeview can't win the big one, and I think a lot of that ends up going back to their schedule.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And this is not a knock on any kid from Ridgeview or anything like that. But until like I've said, until they start scheduling those games, until they start
mentally prepared,
yeah, they're going to continue to have this kind of stuff. But also, there's this guy that we all grew up knowing and loving that had a quote. And his quote, I said it when these two played in the regular season. And here we are, region semifinals.
Yep.
The nature boy. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yep.
And
Woo!
And the man that's been in Ridgeview's way has been Union.
I go back watching this game right here, and it's like I told Aaron, I said, Ridgeview should have went in, you know, even with the nasty weather, Ridgeview should have went in at 21-7 at halftime.
Yep.
You know, Honaker drove all the way down, fumbled around the 15-yard line, get the ball right back to Union when they're going to score, or I can't remember if that was the first one they was going to score on or the second one, but Ridgeview done enough. They sold out to stop Keith, slow Keith down. You know, you ain't never gonna stop Keith, but you don't do enough to slow him down. And Ridgeview did. They sold out to make sure they was gonna, you know, slow Keith down and make Union beat them through the passing game, and which Cam had thrown the ball to Orton kid, and he was wide open, scored, and then they tried it a little bit later down the game, and Orton was wide open, but he had to kind of spin around backwards to try to make the catch and fell down. And he was so upset because he know they was nobody around. I mean, I believe Ridgeview sent all 11 guys because they was nobody around that kid.
No,
if he hadn't slipped and fell trying to turn around and make that catch, and he'd been gone again. And but that's what you had to do, Union. You had to make them beat you with the pass, man. You had to try to do what you can do to stop Keith. And they pretty much done it, but they blowed so many opportunities. They come out after half with a 14-7 lead, kicked off. Bad snap on third down, put Union Keith kicking out of the end zone. And then their return guy was going to make a catch on the ball and got hit right before the ball got there and got a flag on them. Got pretty much come out after half, got the ball down there around the 35-yard line and couldn't capitalize off it. When you got a kicker, it can kick them all, and which I think they did try to kick one field goal in that game, and it went wide right or something there.
Yeah,
but
he missed one, yeah.
But they'd had so many chances and opportunities to score on Union, and the next possession, same thing. Union got the ball, and another bad handle on the snap, and on third down, and they're putting out their end zone again. You're getting great field position again, and Ridgeview just never could capitalize on all the good field position, all the good things that happen.
It goes back to learning how to win those kind of games.
But I don't know what it is about the quarterback, but I watch him against Tazewell. I watch him against other teams, and he just goes out there and looks like, first team All-State. And then when he plays Union, it's like he can't hit nothing hardly.
This is the sense that I get from Ridgeview to this point, to now. It's getting to this point. They could be the better team, but they see that name on that jersey and that U on that helmet, and it's starting to get in their head. That's what it reminds me of,
But Oakland, he has the worst games against Union, and I mean, there's no reason.
Well, he's inconsistent. Like one week he'll play lights out, and then the next week he may not, and it depends on which one of those Oak wins you get.
I tell you what, now.
I mean, heck, he came to Gate City and was like, God dang,
Marino
he couldn't miss nothing.
He throwed one out there to Honaker, and Honaker made one heck of a one-hand catch, and then he throwed one to another big dude out there, and that big dude down there on the 3-yard line made a heck of a catch, and it was like these dudes pulled in some pretty mean passes there, that they shouldn't have pulled in. But Ridgeview just, if they don't beat Union this year, I definitely don't think they stand a chance with Union next year, because a lot of these kids Union's got, they're coming back for another year. You'll see Keith and Cam and Bunch, and I think a lot of their linemen they may lose.
Well, the Ridgeview's losing a lot. They're losing a lot.
They were senior heavy.
Yep. So I'm with you, dog. East side, Patrick Henry.
Physical game, which we all kind of knew was going to be going in. Both teams same style, and I think I was reading the paper there, and I think Seth Padgett he summed the game up. Eastside beat them at their own game.
Yeah,
they wanted to line up and be physical, and Eastside said, "Well, we're more physical," and that pretty much summed up. I mean, really put it simply, that's what happened in that game. It was close for a little bit, and then we talked to Peyton about the scoop and score, and I'm like Kermit, I didn't get to go to the game, but I was watching, and it was though you could feel the momentum starting to go to Eastside's way, but after that scoop and score, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And you could kind of see the wind come out of Patrick Henry's sail after that, and they just never could.
Yeah, the snowball was rolling with momentum when he picked up that scoop and score. And it's like Peyton said, Patrick Henry must have been awful slow. They couldn't even catch him. Ain't that what you said, Peyton?
Did not say that.
Yeah, they. But you can kind of tell, you know, and then the Patrick Henry's just not a team that's built to come from behind. You know, they're built to play with the lead, possess the ball, and they get down by 2 scores in the second half against a good team. You know, that's not going to really necessarily give them any extra opportunities. It's hard for them to come back. It's hard for a lot of teams to come back at this point in the season, but really, you know, they are so run heavy that's the way they like to beat you. Is they get out front and possess the football. Yep. So it was kind of like after that, you kind of got that sense, as long as each side doesn't fumble it or snap it over the punter's head or, you know, do something crazy, give them 2 or 3 extra possessions, that they sort of got it. But they really, I'll say this, you watch, you know, we always talk about this time of year, it's like who's playing the best football, seems like. Not necessarily who's been the best team all year. And I'll say that in the 1A, it definitely feels like we've got the 2 teams playing the best right now.
I was really happy for each side and happy for Rocco too, because you know everybody talked about that hoagie up there and how dominant them teams was, and I really felt like each side had a really good chance of putting Patrick Henry away last week. I was probably a little more worried about Rocco and Grundy there, the way Grundy had been playing.
That's what, yeah.
But, you know, and the way Eastside played in this game, they will definitely have to go to Rock Cove and play a perfect game like this, because that's all Rock Cove does, man. They don't just beat you. They wait on you. They can be 8-0 in the first quarter, and they don't care. They're just waiting for you to make a mistake, because that team really capitalizes on people's mistakes, and that's where the blowouts come from, you know.
Except for this week. They didn't wait for no mistake this week. They came out, and they and I think in this Grundy game, the worst thing Grundy could have done winning the toss was take the ball first. They should have let Rocco have it and tried to set the tone on defense, because Rocco came out. They smacked that quarterback about 4 times and got the punt. 3 times they punted to him, and then it was on. I mean, Rocco just came out and just out-physical them. And in about 2 drives, Grundy was done. They did not want no more.
Yeah, this game surprised me, because I think I picked Grundy last week.
I did too. I mean, I did.
To pull the shocker, because, you know, they kind of flew under the radar, but, you know, they've played some tough teams and some bigger schools, and then they lined up and played physical football, and I thought, well, I give Rocco credit. Like I said, I think that's the beautiful thing about this. It's a rematch and everything else in this 1A region finals. But you got the teams playing, not just the best 2 teams. I think you got the 2 teams playing the best football right now too.
I agree 100%.
And it's both teams are playing better right now than they were when they met in the regular season. And I think it's going to just add to that. Just add to it, baby.
Yeah, and I went to this game, and I told Aaron right before kickoff, I said, "Oh, man, it's on." He said, "Huh?" I said, "It is on, son." I said, "It's getting ready to be on." And man, Rocco first 3 plays of the game just pretty much stuck Grundy, I think, for actually a couple losses. And,
yeah, it was.
And they was playing that offense perfect, man, and wasn't letting Grundy have nothing. And you know, from there on, it was pretty much all Rocco in this game, and they got a number 4 on that team, man, and he constantly just lays the stick to people. He
Will Rollins.
Man, he comes up and he will hit you head on and lay it to you. And I thought, you know, against Royal Retreat the week before, I know we didn't talk about them games, but Royal Retreat come out against Rocco, run about 2 plays and scored. Kicked off to Rocco and held Rocco and got the ball back. And I think the fans was kind of getting a little quiet, a little worried. And then that Rollins kid come up and laid the stick on that quarterback, and that changed that whole game. After that one stick he laid, it was like it was all Rocco that game, after that one big hit. But he'll hit you constantly all game right in the mouth and don't care. Man, if you've been there, you just gotta love the way number 22 for Grundy just keeps on fighting.
Yeah.
and he'd went out for a pass, and number 9 had jacked him up. He reached up to catch a pass. Number 9 hit him right in the ribs, laid him out. They was running right at each other, and he got up and walked straight to the sideline, and you could tell he was kind of hurt. And he got back out there a little while later and caught a kickoff, and this was late in the game, around fourth quarter. and the kid, he comes down on the kickoff, and he gets hit like 3 times in a row. These 3 of them Ryco boys, like they just taking shots at him. One hit him, and then another hit him, and then another come in and hit him. And they was really putting it on number 22. And he goes over to the sideline to his coach. He hollers at his coach twice. He's like, hey, coach. His coach said, what is it? He said, and they're at this time, they're getting beat, 60-some to 20.
Yeah,
he looks at his coach. He said, I'll die on this hill, coach. I'm out died. I love that number 22 up there, man. I'd love to have a player like that on my team.
Yeah.
Drink. You got a drink in there?
Probably, yeah. I just have to check it out.
You gonna give me something to drink?
Let's get on into this Region A championship right here. I don't really know a whole lot about them, but we'll pick them anyhow.
Why, yeah, man. Yeah, Sarah probably knows about them, but we ain't gonna let him get in on that because they might see him. You know what I'm saying?
Up first, we have Region A, Single A for the championship game will be Rappahannock and Essex. I'm going with Essex.
This is two, like, it feels like for 100 years, this is 2 teams that we've heard about from that end of the state.
Essex is state runner-up, dude.
Yeah. And Rappahannock's always there, too. It seems like it's always the same. But give me Essex, because...
Who played last year for state?
Essex and Galax.
Essex and Galax. We played Middlesex back in the day for a state title there. Played them 2 years in a row, and I think we put 70-some points up on them. Essex put 70-some points up on them last week. But these two have already played. I think it was Essex lost 13 to... I think it's 13 to 8 or something like that. But I don't know, man. I got a feeling Essex may get them this time. I'm gonna go with Essex.
You go Essex.
Yeah.
Since you were from up in that area, son, how you say that team?
Poison.
Huh?
Poison.
Pequoyson. This is double A. Pequoyson and King William for the Region A 2A.
Anybody named King anything, I'm going with them.
Hey, I don't know.
I mean, that's like going against Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah.
You're just not going to do it.
shoot, this is hard because I really don't know a lot about these two teams. I ain't watched a lot on them, but I guess that. How'd you say it again? Pequoyson. I'm gonna go with them. I think they're 1 seed, ain't they?
Yeah, they are the top seed.
Yeah, I'll just go with them.
That's
I'm
another
going-
reason I didn't want to try to say that name, so I skimmed the other one.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. I'm going with them as well.
With who?
Pequoyson.
Okay.
Region B championship in the 1A. Region B. Alta Vista, Buffalo Gap. I'm going Alta Vista. I'm Alta Vista's.
Yeah.
I got them all the way to the state championship.
Yeah, I'm going out to Vista.
I just tell you, I watched 2 or 3 games on this team against some double A schools, and if y'all plan on going to state, you might as well look them up because I believe that's who you'll see on that end of the state. I'm going out to Vista big time. Well, Hasta La Vista.
You was going on the Vista?
Yeah, I'm going with Kermit with Hasta La Vista.
All right, 2A, Buckingham County and Strasburg. I'm going Buckingham County in this one.
How long Strasburg's been moved up to Double A? We used to play him in Single A.
I don't know, but really don't know.
I'll tell you,
It may have happened when they redone the whole 6A classification.
There was
Yeah.
there was 3 classifications. I think they went double whenever they made the 6 classification.
I tell you, I'm familiar with Strasburg from back in my playing days. I'm gonna go with Strasburg in this one.
I don't know. I went with somebody just because her name was King, and then Buckingham sounds like it's something from England too, so I'm gonna go Buckingham.
Buckingham County is usually pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, just look back about a few years ago, ask Gate City.
now down here, this next game.
Now, the
is
last time Gate City played them, they got the upper hand, but Gate City went over there and got it handed to them, so they're pretty tough.
this next game right here, though, son.
Region C, 1A. All right, tell me who you got.
Well, I don't know. This is also one of those games with those teams that seem to always be there. You got Bath County and Grayson County, man. I'm gonna go just because they beat Kermit and the Bulldogs. I'm gonna go Bath County.
I'm going with the Blue Devils of Grayson County.
Well, I can tell you right now, I think Bath County's played one of them paperweight schedules. That's the only reason they're a 1 seed. I don't think they're nowhere near what Grayson County or George Wythe was.
But they've scored nearly more points than anybody in the state of Virginia.
Well, it's...
Because about every game has been 60 and 70 points.
Yeah, but when you play teams like Middlesex,
I'm just saying.
Is putting up 70
I'm not saying anything
points
about
on
their competition.
But I am. So I'm going to say Grayson County wipes Bath County out, baby.
Yeah. This next one right here in the Dewey is going to be a humdinger. Glenbar and Gretna.
It's whoever got the ball last type of game.
I mean, from what I've seen on Glenbar so far, I really like Glenbar, and I think they got a shot at I actually think Glenbar's got a shot at winning it all this year myself, and I'm going with the Glenbar.
Can't ever count Gretna out either.
Nope, you can't. Unless they're playing Alta Vista.
Yeah.
Alta Vista laid it on them.
And this one of those games though, man. Like, hey, you're not surprised either way, But I'm gonna go Glenbar too. I'm gonna Gretna by Gretna standards is down a little bit this year.
Well, after watching Alta Vista wire Gretna out, I'm gonna hope Glenbar, both of them being your Region C, probably champs, may be your state champs. I'm gonna hope Glenbar's a little bit better than Gretna. I'm gonna go Glenbar.
Region D. We start out with the 2A on this one, and we got Union Graham. I'll just be honest with you. I'm going with the Bears in this one.
That's not a bad pick.
I think Bunch comes back, and hopefully Keith's going to be over 75% healed. And, yep, I'm going with the Bears.
I'm going to say this. If Carlos plays like he did the other night against Ridgeview,
He played good defensively.
and Mr. Colton Kennedy stepped up, and between the two of them had 3 sacks at the end of that game, to end that game. I think Colton got 2, and Carlos got one on that last final drive of Ridgew's to put the staple in it, but I'm pretty sure Carlos got 2 or 3 sacks in that whole game and played a heck of a game. But if them two come and played like they did, and at times I was shocked when I seen Union have 6 linemen down and sending 2 linebackers. I was like, what in the world did they do? But did they go back to Appalachia and Powell Valley and pull up the old archives and figure out how to stop that run? You know?
My gun, they might have listened to the Dr. Pepper sermon.
But they were smart. They did.
But I believe if them guys show up like they did in this game, I believe Union's got a chance to beat Graham, and I'm gonna go with Union this week.
I'm gonna go with Union in this one too, because the trend's been with these two teams. Whoever wins the regular season game loses the playoff game, and
yep,
Graham got them. I think it's still gonna be a low scoring game, one of those 12-6, 12-8 type of games.
And it's like we was talking earlier too. What kind of hurts Graham too is talk about Ridgew's soft schedule at the beginning of the year. Most of the year, Graham, they just play about 3 tough teams at the beginning of the year between Union, Virginia High, and Bluefield, and the rest of the year they're usually playing cupcake games, and that can hurt you in the playoffs when you ain't ready for these type games. And I think at the end of the season, Union's played harder teams going into the playoffs, and with Abbott and Ridgew, and so that's going to be a benefit to Union there. Like Aaron said, if Keith can come back almost 100%, and I'm pretty sure that their receiver's going to be back. Bunch, I think he just pulled a hamstring, and I think he was dressed last week, but they just decided not to put him in.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those games you better get the ice bass ready, and they're going to line up and smack each other in the mouth. But I think
it's supposed to be colder next weekend than it was this weekend.
Is this game on Saturday or Friday?
It's on Saturday.
And the key to this game, to me, is no mistakes on offense.
No,
you've got to, whether you score or not points, you just can't go up there and make mistakes on offense.
No, you can't give the other team a short field. You've got to. You're gonna whoever. I'm picking Union, but whoever wins this game has to play efficiently, because you're not going to move the ball consistently on either defense. I don't feel like
shut down. I just think you shut down Graham's special teams. You got it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just me. All right, Rocco B-side won a Region D championship game.
Who's got a quarter? That's about the way this game feels. The key to this game is whichever team can come out and
scores the most points.
Well, yeah, but who's going to score the most points is who comes out and doesn't let the moment affect them. They come out and just play their game. They come out and play their game and can make the least amount of mistakes, because both these teams capitalize on mistakes. They know each other, and it's just going to be who can come out calm and not let
Oh yeah.
not have their emotions over the top. But I picked them last time in the regular season. I ain't going against them this time either. Go green.
Dog, you want to go next?
You can go, Bo.
I want you to go.
Don't be over believing me now. Oh man, it's just an emotional game, and you gotta love both these teams, man. I mean, I really do. I love both these teams. They're playing awesome ball. But and I thought Grundy was really going to come up there and play Rye Cove a lot better than that. And I thought it was going to be a championship caliber game. But man, it just seems like Rye Cove. Seems like they play up to whatever the game's potential is. You know what I mean? If it's a higher caliber game, they play up to that level. And just some reason this year, get your finger off that beeper button.
That's not a beeper button.
Some reason up to this year. I've said it before. I just feel like this is a destiny season for Rye Cove, and I'm gonna tell you right now, man, them War Eagles for real. I'm gonna go War Eagles.
All that.
You ain't picked.
I'm not going to this week.
Huh?
I'm not going to this week.
Why not?
I've been threatening online and everything with my life if I pick this week that I have to not pick this week.
I don't care about online threats. If you want to threaten me, come threaten me to my face.
I'll be honest.
He lives in a Gate City neighborhood, gets robbed every week, and he leaves his doors unlocked. He ain't worried about no threats.
I don't leave my doors unlocked.
Y'all didn't lock your car outside, did you?
Oh Lord.
Pick. You ain't Kirk Herbstreit. You ain't calling the game.
Yeah, I'm going to pick, but I'll just be honest with you. This is a Cumberland District showdown, and I'm kind of glad that it ended up being this way. And I think whoever wins this game is going to represent the Cumberland District and do it well.
And see Alta Vista.
And probably they could see, yeah. I mean, if they make it all the way, you're going to see Alta Vista. But I'll just be honest with you. I mean, I've got Rye Cove in this one right here, but I'm excited about a good game and everything. Eastside can very well win this game, and I'm just looking for a great football game come Friday night at 7:00.
We know it's going to be a great crowd.
And everything. So I do have the War Eagles in this one myself. So, nothing against the East Side Spartans. I've picked them. I probably picked them last time, really, but I can't remember.
No, you didn't.
I picked them last year in the playoffs. I do know that. But with that being said, that's all we have for this week. Peyton, Jasir, boys, we appreciate you guys coming on. It was a great talk, man. We enjoyed y'all talking some football with us this week and everything. And we do want to say good luck this week. Go out there and give it y'all. Don't leave nothing out on the field. And if you come out victorious, we'll be behind you 100%, and we'll see if we can't make this trip with you all the way to see them Alta Vista boys when that comes around.
Now, Peyton, if you got anything you want to say back to Aaron, go ahead and let it fly now.
Yeah, now's your time, buddy.
Thank you for having us. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm glad to talk some ball. College, high school, good to talk about the game.
Sure, yeah.
Thanks for letting us, come up here, talk about this, and it was fun. And let's get ready for some football this week.
Yeah, man. Boys.
Hey, he was thinking about that Taco Bell down the street.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, I saw it on the way.
Well, if all hearts and minds clear, boys, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.